In the currency quadrant, taking a look at the March British pound contract, new highs. The pound actually jumped to the highest levels of 2021. 137.23 was only up 50 basis points and then fell throughout the session. We reached the highest level we've seen since May of 2018 for the pound on today's high. That's an over 32-month high. And then we fell down and made a low of 136.27, which was less than 1 pence below yesterday's settlement price. So overall, we have an up week going, and the last 2 weeks being up have turned what was looking like a negative month for the pound into a slightly positive, close to unchanged month for the pound. Still a little bit of time left in January, so we'll see where that turns out. But the first week was negative, and the last 2 weeks have turned a decent amount of that around. Inflation rose in the UK based on the last batch of data. The inflation rate and the core inflation rate both came in strong. Core inflation rate for December, year over year, came in at 1.4% versus a forecast of 1.3 and a previous of 1.1. The headline inflation rate, also year over year, plus 0.6 versus a forecast of plus 0.5 and a previous of plus 0.3. And then that month over month headline inflation number was 0.3 versus a forecast of 0.2 and a last of down 0.1. So by every metric, inflation was stronger in the UK. You look at a speech yesterday from Chief Economist Andy Haldane from the Bank of England, and he's optimistic about the speed of the recovery, which could be part of that inflation bid that we saw. He said yesterday, if we get a recovery that I expect to start coming on stream, possibly at the rate of knots from the second quarter. Those of you who don't know UK slang, the rate of knots basically means fast. He sees the government ending their furlough prior to the recovery actually taking hold. So that was a pretty positive and optimistic statement. Considering we don't have a Bank of England meeting until early February, we'll have to hold on to that before we decide what the Bank of England is going to do. But inflation certainly drove the currency higher, and then the rest of the factors fundamentally drove it back down to near unchanged on the day.